For Wall Street Media, this is Melissa. I'm here with Doug, and we're going to help you make money in the stock market with information you can't find anywhere else.
Hey, thanks for coming in and helping out.
Thank you.
Aren't you the greatest? You popped in with your new haircut, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we have some super cool stuff from Baird, who I love. Okay, super solid, smart, Midwestern, like level-headed.
Level-headed conference.
Yeah, I love them. I think their analysts and their team are about the best.
Okay.
And what do you have for us?
Well, you can find the videos at wsw.com/webcast/rwbaird22. The first video is Alex Davern, CFO of National Instruments, ticker NATI, who discusses the LabVIEW platform leveraging industry-dominant LabVIEW software.
As I talked earlier on, the core to our franchise is the LabVIEW platform. LabVIEW is taught in over 5,000 engineering schools all over the world. It's translated into a multitude of languages, including Chinese, and it is the dominant software platform for teaching test and measurement in universities and engineering schools worldwide. It has a very broad range of application. Lego has a product, their most successful Lego product ever, which is called Lego Mindstorms, which is a robotic building kit. And I was actually teaching a class last year for my third grader, and we had a sumo wrestling competition on Sunday with these third grade kids building robots with sensors, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a way for us to capture future engineers early on, but very easy to use software that can be applied in this toy, if you like. It's also used to control the largest instrument on the planet, which is the Large Hadron Collider. That's about $26 million particle accelerator ring underneath the ground in Switzerland. LabVIEW has also been to Mars, and it's a very highly productive, powerful tool, which gives us a very strong market position and a lot of market power in this industry. On the hardware side, I'm going to try to give you a very brief tutorial on measurement, but this is the whole world of measurement right here on one slide. On the vertical axis, you have accuracy. Whether you want to measure temperature within 1 degree in this room, which is on the bottom, or within a millionth of a degree, which is on the top. Obviously, the more precise you want to get, the more difficult it is. And then the frequency of the signal you're trying to measure is along this horizontal axis. My voice is about 10 kilohertz. You get up to things like engine vibration signals about 1 megahertz. And then you get to the holy grail, where a lot of the gross margin is in this industry, above 1 gigahertz in the RF domain with cell phone signals and all sorts of wireless technology. The yellow line running through this shows the state-of-the-art of our box competitors today. They can measure any combination of accuracy and frequency underneath that yellow line. Now, when we started out with our first product in 1989, built on that chip that was in the Motorola brick phone, we were at 1 kilohertz and 6 bits of resolution, and as I said, we were a toy, but we were cheap. And we found good success in academic, where they just wanted to be able to demonstrate the concept, and precision wasn't their number one thing. But as measurement products and as our technology got better, as A to D chips got better, as cell phones got better and faster, as the PC got better, we emerged from being a toy to being pretty good, to being very good, to now in a large spectrum, domain of the spectrum, we are the best, most accurate, high-performance devices on the planet. And that evolution has allowed us to gain a lot of market share over the course of the last 15 years.
That was a good one, right?
Yeah.
And people like what they're saying over there. They're up another 1.5% today, up another 48 cents to $30.94.
And we got industry awards.
Yeah, he seemed pretty happy and confident. They're pick good, solid companies. You don't hear like the fly-by-nights here.
Yeah.
Where they're going to sell more pickles than anyone, open an airline, and they have a couple drugs in development.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. But these guys have a 1.4% dividend, right? $2.5 billion company, and they trade 270,000 shares. Do you want me to look at you, German Mike? I have two choices sitting in the studio here. I can look at her, or I can look at you. And do you know where that means I'm going to look? You better put a camera behind her. Good, solid company. And we have another one, Forward Air, who we work with a lot.
We do. Rodney Bell, CFO of Forward Air, ticker SWRD, discusses their acquisition strategy and mentions the recent acquisitions of USA carriers Black Hawk Freight Systems and Pinch/AFTCO.
Opportunistic acquisition strategies. It's going to be in our core competencies. It's going to add density to the network, and it's going to expand our customer base, service offerings, and our lanes and cities that we serve. In the past 12 months, we did USA Carriers. That's our pool distribution company. It's been rebranded as Forward Air Solutions. Pool distribution is taking multiple LTL shipments, small shipments that are going from point A to point B, and consolidating those into a single truckload and moving them. The alternative is to move them with a normal LTL carrier like a Yellow Roadway and move those as individual shipments, which is very expensive. You could also use an integrator like a UPS or FedEx, again, very expensive. But we can combine those shipments and move it from point A to point B in one consolidated shipment very effectively and very cost efficiently. We can provide that service in our pool transportation business, or the customer can provide that. The other distinction for pool distribution is the delivery mechanism. Once it gets to point A, we have a network that actually distributes that retail freight to the ultimate stores. It's a lot of mall delivery. It's a lot of strip mall delivery, and it's a very precise, that's the key, it's a very precise delivery proposition. It has to be there when we say it's going to be there because of the lack of inventory space as well as the lack of personnel to get that inventory stocked. And that was about $32 million. Blackhawk Systems, was about a $30 million revenue opportunity, very well-run company that we bought back in December. It's simply a tuck-in in our airport-to-airport business. It was a very good deal for us. This past March, Pinch/AFCO Transportation, a Houston-based carrier, $16 million in pool distribution, which goes into the solutions segment, $14 million in airport-to-airport, and $6 million in intermodal, which is an area that we're starting to take some interest in, and we did that in March of 2008.
You see, these guys got a little bit of you in them.
A little bit of me?
Yeah.
How?
They're out there shopping all the time. Except they're buying up companies. I didn't hear them mention dresses or shoes, but, doggone it. We did them earlier in the winter, and I thought, man, that sounds like a good, solid story. And you know what? I must have got distracted or something. Not that that's possible.
Yeah.
But I had the attention of a fruit fly. But, doggone it.
Since
now
winter
look,
it's gone up, you could have
it's gone straight up.
made a lot of money.
I could have taken you shopping.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, look at that. Boy, good, solid company, and they're buying up others. And he was asked questions about the acquisitions in there. And, he said they just bolt them right on, and just they're profitable. So super fantastic, huh?
Very fantastic.
They shop. Did you shop? Right?
Not quite the same. But
I think it's probably pretty much the same. Okay. And we have another one.
We do. Ron Slaymaker, VP of Texas Instruments, ticker TXN, discusses the wireless performance of the 3G and smartphones that are packed with semiconductor content.
If you look at embedded control, again, just a couple of comments. It has generated strong growth. Profitability is very attractive in this space. Tends to run more of an HPA-like type of business model with gross margins right around 60%, operating margins around 30%. As I said, 10% of our revenue, which is about $1.5 billion last year. Very diverse customer base. And very long product cycles. So again, this is one you'll hear more from TI in the years ahead. Wireless, you can see it has been a big driver of revenue growth for TI. 16% CAGR. 2007, that revenue declined, largely because of what I mentioned before in the Japan 3G program. You can see on the right side of this chart, the 3G handset revenue growth over the last few years, including in 2007, 14% growth. Our view is that 3G and maybe a broader category that we'll call smartphones represents the biggest, most strategic opportunity for TI, specifically because of the applications processor that I was mentioning before. In the upper left corner, you see just some examples of smartphones and the type of semiconductor content that these products have in them. And this is some third party that's done the breakdown analysis. If you look in the lower right, basically 3G smartphones have about 6 times the dollar content versus an entry-level handset. And so one of the things you have to always be careful of when you're talking about the wireless opportunity is not just handset unit growth in the industry, but the mix is critically important to TI. Even as we saw in first quarter where we saw a dip in our wireless revenue because of weaker 3G sales than expected, overall unit sales in the industry level can be fine, but if you get an unfavorable mix, it can cause an unfavorable swing in our revenue. Our view, though, and you can see the opportunity outlined, whether it's 3G or whether it's smartphones, is that over the long term, this represents a very good growth opportunity and a specifically a great opportunity for TI in our application processor product line.
Super cool stuff. He said they are just booming. Like with the wireless, it's just exploding, you know.
And there are semiconductors again.
Yeah, we
They're
love
everywhere.
them. That's right. We talk about that, and they're all coming back nicely, you know. Turns out people aren't going to use rocks and cans to talk. They are going to use smartphones and gadgets and super good stuff, right?
Yeah, everybody's got a smartphone now.
Yeah, you know, really good. And what you'd expect from Baird. Good, solid company, you know, nice, solid prospects, and doing the right things, doing smart things.
Yep.
Awesome.
You can find us every day at Wall Street Media, and you can find us directly at WSMCO.com. Thanks.